Nizzy, and in this video, you guys, we're going to be breaking down a game recap between the Raptors and Bucks from last night's matchup. Raptors end up taking this one by a final score of 117 to 111, improving their record on the season to 18 and 17. Bucks fall to 25 and 15, still sitting comfy, 10 games above 500 on their season as well, you guys. Great win for the Raptors, obviously. Giannis Antetokounmpo wasn't playing for the Bucks last night. Raptors took full advantage of the situation, having a mostly healthy squad. I believe we're only missing Svi and Yuta there to the protocols. I think David Johnson might have still been out with that calf. Other than that, we had a full squad ready to rock for last night's matchup, you guys. Team played great. Obviously got off to a hot start there. The Bucks crawled back into it there in that second quarter. Raptors end up taking over in that second half, only allowing the Bucks to score 11 points in that third quarter. Absolutely outstanding performance in the second half from the Toronto Raptors, really getting their defense going there, obviously, after allowing, I believe it was 77 points in that first half. They really stepped it up in the second half defensively and allowed that defense to feed their offense there and take home the dub against this Milwaukee Bucks team. So a great win for the Toronto Raptors, you guys. Right, real quick before we start breaking down the rest of this game from last night, if you can go ahead and like this video if you like sporting content like this. Go ahead and subscribe to the channel if you're looking for more sporting content like this in the near future. Been getting a lot of support lately from you guys, man, and I greatly appreciate it. We're going to keep coming out with as much content as possible for you guys. But without further ado, man, let's go ahead and start breaking down this game from last night. We'll start off with some of the team stats here, you guys. Starting off with the field goals. Toronto ended up shooting 47% from the field goal range last night, 44% for the Bucks, 44% for the Raptors from three-point land as well. So a real nice shooting night from the boys overall. 43% three-point range from the Bucks. So both teams are shooting at a pretty high clip. It's a high-scoring affair, obviously, with the 77 points by the Bucks in that first half there. I think the Raptors had 65 or 66 points in that first half. So they were scoring at a high clip as well. Need to improve a little bit on the free throws. Missed a few free throws in the clutch moments down in the late stretches of the game there. Obviously, Pascal, probably most notably, missing both his free throws at the end of the game there to clutch the win out. But then OG goes down and gets fouled and hits his basically to seal the deal for this victory last night, you guys. We ended up finishing 68% from the free throw line as a team, 17 to 25. Thankfully, the Bucks didn't do much better against us. They shot 69% from the free throw line, shooting 18 of 26, so it was pretty even across the board there. Same thing in the rebounding department. We had 43 rebounds total as a team. Bucks had 46, so like I said, pretty even. Both tied with 10 offensive boards for both squads in this one. 14 turnovers for the Raptors to the 18 turnovers for the Bucks. So bested them in that department by a little bit there. So overall, just a real nice team performance from the boys. The big three, obviously, for the Raptors and Siakam, OG, and Freddie just had an outstanding performance. Siakam played a masterful game. Gary Trent Jr. pitched in nicely as well for you. Really, that whole starting five has just been phenomenal the last couple of games here. Nice to see Scottie Barnes back in the fold. He had a bit of a quiet night, but still chipped in the important times throughout the game. Made a couple nice shots. And even though his stat line isn't crazy, the guy's always doing the right things. He's always in the right spot on the floor. And it's just a great young leader for this team. So you can't harp on him too much when he has a quiet statistic evening. Obviously, Scottie Barnes only had 6 points, 6 rebounds, 4 assists, and 1 steal last night. 2 of 6 from the field. So like I said, it was a quiet night for him. But he does so much for you in other areas out on the floor that, it doesn't have to be the stats all the time that allows him to produce and help out his teammates. So I thought he still played a great game regardless. Siakam, 33 points, 5 boards, 6 assists, 3 steals, and 1 block. Shot 13 of 23 from the field. He had an outstanding game. Maybe one of his best games of the season last night. Real nice to see him get going. Nice to see OG get back into a nice rhythm after coming back from his hip pointer injury there. Ended up finishing off the night with 22 points, 6 rebounds, and 2 assists. Shot 6 of 10 from the field, so a nice shooting percentage as well for OG. Freddie had a bit of a quieter shooting night, but still was contributing in other areas. Still had 19 points as well, 7 of 18 from the field. 3 boards, 5 assists, 2 steals, and a block. So just getting it done in every facet on the floor for you. Just being that bona fide point guard that we need, to lead the way for us out on the court there. So great game from him. Great game from the starting lineup there. The bench unit needs to get a little more improvement going on here. I'd love to see Champagnie get some more runtime, you guys. Love you guys' opinion in the comment section down below about Champagnie's performance lately. If you guys think he should be getting some more runtime with the squad. I think he had like 10 or 14 minutes last night, so nothing too crazy, but did finish with 6 points, 2 boards, 1 assist, and 1 steal. 3 of 4 from the field. So just a good overall performance from him. Like I said, he only played, I believe, 10 minutes. He played the least amount of minutes out of every guy coming off the bench, and pretty well had the best numbers out of any guy coming off the bench. Maybe Achua had a little bit better numbers than him, with 6 points, 8 boards, 3 assists, and 1 steal for Achua. But Achua did shoot 2 of 6 from the field comparatively to Champagne's 3 of 4. I think Champagne should be one of those, maybe not the 6th man coming off the bench, but definitely the 7th or the 8th guy. He just brings that energy. He's tenacious on the offensive glass. He's just very heady, smart guy who's really paying attention to the lanes, is paying attention when he can cut to the basket if he's going to go in for the offensive board. He had a couple nice putbacks there. He had a nice feed down low in the post from Pascal, where he was able to just take it and put it up for a quick lay-in. So I just love his headiness and his smarts out on the floor. He's, kind of got a veteran presence to him, even though he is a younger player. It's nice to see his three-point stroke getting going there against the Spurs as well in yesterday's game, or 2 days ago now, I guess. And continued on with a nice performance last night against the Bucks as well. So I'd love to see Nick Nurse give this guy a little bit more run time here. I think he can be a big-time contributor coming off the bench, especially with a lot of guys struggling this year on that bench unit. Guys like Malachi Flynn haven't really stepped up. Svi Mikhailuk's kind of been up and down this season. Obviously, Yuta missed a bunch of time, but he's been really solid when he's been available to play. So we just need a little bit more coming off that bench. Boucher had a quiet night as well. 3 points, 2 boards, 1 block, and 2 of 6 from the field. So not a very great performance from Boucher. Could have used a little more from him as well. Same with Birch. 0.6 boards, one assist and 1 steal for the guy. The one thing about Birch, though, with the no-point thing, he only did take 1 shot, 0 of 1 from the field in last night's game, so you can't harp on the guy too much for not getting any points. It's not like he was bricking up 7 or 8 shots and not making anything and costing his team big time. He was still pitching in other areas, even though the shot wasn't going down and he wasn't getting a lot of shot opportunities in this one. Did all the dirty work for us, which you love to see. Even though he's not getting a lot of shot opportunities, he's still out there giving 110% out on the floor. So overall, a nice team win, nice team effort from the boys. Got a big game coming up against Utah on Friday. Another tough team coming up here. It's a good fight against Milwaukee here. You can't knock this team. Obviously, Giannis was out, but it was still a really good win for this Toronto Raptors squad, you guys. Especially because there still is a lot of championship players that are playing on that Milwaukee Bucks team, right? They still had Drew Holiday out there. Chris Middleton was out there. You had Bobby Portis out there. All those guys won the championship last year. So they got that championship pedigree now. They understand what it takes to win tough basketball games and go on tough stretches, throughout the playoffs to be able to win that championship. So they're a hard-nosed veteran squad. So it's always a good win when you can beat a good veteran team like that and the defending champs. So no knock on the Raptors with no Giannis at all. I thought they played great in this game. We needed this win. Gives us 4 wins in a row, which is huge. Getting on a nice little win streak, improving 1 game above 500 now as we're 18-17 on the season. So you got to love to see it, man. Hopefully we can keep it rolling here. Would love to get a win against Utah on Friday. Going to be a tough game. Utah is one of the better teams in the league right now. But it should be a hell of a brawl. It should be a hell of a matchup between 2 squads right now that are both pretty hot. Hopefully the Raptors can come out with the dub, but we'll have to see what happens, you guys. We'll go through some of the stats real quick, too, before we end off the video here, just for the Milwaukee Bucks players. Portis had 11.6 boards, 1 steal, and 1 block for you in last night's matchup. Middleton had a nice performance, 25.6 boards, 4 assists, 1 steal, and 2 blocks for you. Nawara had 17.6 rebounds, 2 assists, and a steal. Wesley Matthews had 9 points, 4 boards, 1 assist, and 1 steal as well for you. Holiday almost had a triple-double, 15 points, 8 rebounds, 12 assists, 1 steal, and 3 blocks. Rodney Hood off the bench, ex-Raptor. We got him in the trade from Portland last year. He played a little bit with us last season when we got him. We traded away Norm Powell for him and Gary Trent Jr. Obviously, he was just kind of a throw-in with Gary Trent Jr. Now he's playing with the Bucks. He had 9 points, 1 rebound, and 2 assists in last night's matchup. Mamu, we'll call him. I can't pronounce this guy's full name, but he was impressing me, man, for this Bucks squad when he was going out there. Mamushvili or something like that. I can't remember off the top of my head how to pronounce his entire name, you guys. It's a crazy one. But the dude was outstanding when he was out on the floor. I believe he's a rookie this year as well. So it's his first season in the league. He finished off last night with 10 points, 5 rebounds, 2 steals, and a block. So just a nice performance from a rook. He probably hasn't seen a lot of minutes. I feel like he probably got a little extra run time because Giannis wasn't in this game. But I thought he did really good for them. Same with DeMarcus Cousins. I thought he had a nice performance for them. He's been a real nice addition to the Milwaukee Bucks squad. 15 points, 10 rebounds, 3 steals, and a block for the guys last night. So it's been a nice addition to them. I think the Milwaukee Bucks are going to be primed up for another championship run this year. I think they're just playing it smart through the regular season, understanding you don't got to go undefeated. You just got to be in those top 2, top 3 seeds going into the playoffs here. And then they'll have another good opportunity on making a run to the championships. I think Milwaukee's probably got to be one of the favorites in the East to make it to the championship series, I would say. I mean, other than maybe Brooklyn, if they can stay healthy and get their defense sorted out a little bit, they might be in conversation. Maybe the Chicago Bulls, if they can continue to put it together for the rest of the year. Other than that, you're looking at like Milwaukee and maybe Miami. I'd love to say the Raptors are in there for championship contention this year, you guys, but I think the goal for the Raptors this season just got to be make the playoffs, man. Get in the playoffs and make some noise and see what can happen from there. But at the end of the day, man, just keep grinding forward. Love the performance last night. It's really nice to see guys like Siakam and OG and Freddie and all those guys get going as a good unit out on the floor there. Our starting lineups looked real nice lately, so nice to see, especially since we're rolling a bit of a small ball lineup. Obviously, we've been running Pascal or OG at the center spot, and then one of those guys at the power forward with Scottie at the small forward slot. So it's kind of been a smaller ball lineup, but we've been playing big, even though we've had, only 6'9" guys out there. Siakam's been outstanding with his rebounding the last few games. Obviously, only 5 rebounds in last night's game, but he did have a couple double-digit rebounding games prior to this one. So just nice to see all the guys chipping in here. We're getting full team performances. The team's playing a lot more together lately. It's just a lot better basketball to watch, man. I'm excited. I'm happy. New year. Squad's playing great, man. Hopefully we can go on a nice stretch run here the last couple months of the season and get a solidified playoff position in the top 6. We'll have to see what happens, you guys. One game above 500 here. Raptors are rolling nice right now. Would love your guys' opinion in the comment section down below on how you think the Raptors fared in last night's game against the Bucks. And what do you think our chances are going into play Utah on Friday here? Would love your guys' opinion in the comment section down below. That pretty well wraps her up for this video, you guys. Thanks so much for watching. Please go ahead and like this video if you like sporting content like this. Go ahead and subscribe to the channel if you're looking for more sporting content like this in the near future. Thanks again for watching, you guys, and this is Nizzy with Nizzy's Podcast.